Morning, it's June 1st, day 18 on the PCT. Last night's spot was really comfortable. I probably would have slept perfectly if it wasn't for some animal that all night was poking around. Somehow didn't get in my food though. I've got two Niofume bags that I put my food in, and I wrap it up nice and tight, and I kind of tell myself that yeah, that's probably odor-proof. Last night was the first real test, I think, and the animal didn't get into my food, and it was definitely close to me because at one point in the night it bumped up next to me, hit my shoulder, and then it like scurried off. So I don't know, kind of a dumb animal, so maybe that's why. But yeah, so that kept me up for a bit, but it wasn't too bad. At least it didn't get my food or anything. So yeah, it's about 6 o'clock now. I looked ahead for the possible camping options today, and for listed campsites anyways, there's 3 main options. There's one at 30 miles, which would be fine. That's what we need to average to get to Tehachapi with our food. So that would be the low option. There's a like 32.5, I think. This one I like a little better because it's got a stream there, and it's a bigger campsite, so I'll probably get there relatively early since I'm not going into town or anything today. So it'd be cool to have some other people around. And then the last option, probably not going to happen, but Hiker Town is 39.5 miles away. So if I really feel like it, I could go there, and they have free tenting. You can buy a room for like $10. And yeah, free shower, free laundry. And it's set up like a old shanty town or something, I think, so it's probably pretty interesting. Either way, we've got to get water there when we pass through, so if not tonight, then tomorrow we'll probably see that place. But yeah, right now I'm leaning towards the 32.5, but I'm just gonna walk all day and see where I end up. Alright, so down there is the valley we just slept in, and we just crested the ridge here. Look at that. We got the Mojave. That must be the Mojave, because I know we're going to be walking through it soon. Oh yeah. This is today's 11 o'clock view. Getting closer to the desert over there. So the water situation up until now on the trail has actually been pretty good. I'd say most sources have either been caches, faucets, or springs or streams. And honestly, it's all been really good except for one source that was pretty bad. It was Tool Spring, I think. It just tasted really bad. But it was fine. But now we're gonna have to start filling up off these things. Cisterns. It's just like a big concrete slab that collects water. And yeah, so this one is described as having dead lizards in it, mosquito larvae, and just being overall manky, which I've never heard that before, but I think I think this is probably Manky in there. The next water source has unspecified animal remains in it, so we don't know what dead animal's in that one. That makes me think it's a mammal, which is a little bit worse than dead lizards, I think, because I don't know, might carry some diseases that we could pick up. I don't know how many lizard diseases are also transferable to people. But yeah, then the next one after that has a dead snake in it, but if you filter it, it tastes like leaves. So I think I'm going to fill up off this Manky source and go to the dead snake source. Skip the unspecified animal remains one. But yeah, so I think when people talk about bad sources of water on the SoCal section of the PCT, it's pretty much from here onwards, because up until now it's been fine. There's been some longer, drier stretches, but nothing Manky till now. Look at that. This is the color of ginger ale. And I picked out a dead gnat from there, so at least my filter won't have to stop that one. Good stuff. These gnats are getting pretty ridiculous. I think probably the most frustrating part is I don't even know what the hell they want. They just like fly in front of your face and fly in circles in front of your eyes, and that's it. Like, I don't know if they start biting once they get to a mature age or something, but as of now they just fly in front of your eyes and are annoying. It was too cool under that tree to just walk by it without sitting down. So I'm taking a little break here. It's 12:46. I haven't checked the mileage in a while, but it's probably like 17, 18 miles in. I haven't seen anyone on trail except for 2 hikers very early this morning. The rest of the time, even at the water sources and everything, there's been no one around. So I imagine pretty much everyone who was in this area probably stayed at Casa de Luna and then must have gotten back on trail after I did. So I'm sure there's a lot of people on trail in this area right now, but there's probably like a group of 40 people or something like that that are just behind me. But it's kind of nice. I've been walking by myself and haven't seen anyone all day. Yesterday was pretty similar too. I think a lot of people hiked straight from Hiker Heaven in Agua Dulce to Casa de Luna, and I must have got out just after those people had left, because I saw maybe like 5 or 6 people hiking all day yesterday. But there's definitely people around. Just haven't seen many. We're getting closer. We've been in the shade like all day today, but we're gonna be down in that soon. Alright, 500 miles. There's usually like 2 or 3 of those markers at each of these 100-mile waypoints, but that was the first one we crossed, so I'm gonna count it. 500. Woo! Ish. We got another one. So I've decided on that campsite that's 32.5 miles total for the day. Definitely wasn't feeling hiker town. I mean, it's 5:40 right now, and so that's what, like 2.5 hours of daylight left, and then probably like 9 miles from there. So I mean, if I really pushed it, I could get there, but I'm not interested. Yeah, I felt kind of slow again today. I was probably just over 2.5 miles an hour average. Still got good mileage in, but yeah, man, I'm so lucky that it hasn't been hotter out here, because even like the mild days out here, I was in shade all day and it probably was in the 70s, and it was still pretty hot. So yeah, I got super lucky with the start date I chose to get the temperatures that I did. Tomorrow, last I checked, I don't have service now, but it was going to be 84 or 85 down on the desert floor. Or at least that was the forecast for Tehachapi, which I think is on the desert floor. If not, then it's going to be a little hotter down there. So tomorrow's going to be the hottest day for sure. Yet, I would think it's going to be the hottest on the whole trail, but might not be. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people will do night hiking and stuff for that section. I was trying to figure out if there was some way I could work that in, but no matter how I could think of doing it, I would end up losing sleep in some way. And I don't want to do that because I don't really take days off, or I haven't made a habit of it yet anyways. So the sleep I get every night is really important. So I don't want to push on tonight to night hike after the sun sets, because then I'll get less sleep tonight, and the alternative would be like doing a short day into hiker heaven and leaving again at like 5 p.m. or something like that, and hiking through the night, and that doesn't sound very restful either. So I'm not going to do either of those. I'm just going to finally break out the umbrella that I've been carrying this whole way for some shade and take it slow and just make it across during the daytime. I just realized I don't know how clear I was with what I was talking about. The LA Aqueduct is coming up tomorrow, right after Hiker Town. So maybe like 11 miles into the day, you hit the aqueduct and then you hike along it for 20 miles. And it's notoriously the hottest section on trail. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about when referring to the night hiking and hiking through it in the day and everything. It's crossing that aqueduct because it's at a really low elevation. I mean, it's down there. There's no shade except for, I think there's a bridge halfway and maybe like a sun shelter or something, but no natural shade. So notoriously hot section. A lot of people night hike it, but I'm just going to see how it works in the day. I got my camp set up here. I'm in some tall, dry grass. It's really, really soft actually. It's going to be a nice campsite. Below a tree too. So yeah, this is pretty much ideal. I've been here for a bit. I already ate my dinner and everything. And Adam comes hiking down the trail with someone else. I thought I'd see Adam earlier in the day because I figured he probably stayed at Casa de Luna last night, and he hikes way faster than me, so I thought he would have passed me sometime this morning. But yeah, I guess his shins have been hurting him a little bit, so he's been taking it at a slower hiking pace. But not a slower daily mileage pace, because he said he also came from the same area I did today, at Green Valley Road, and he's going all the way to Hiker Town, another 7 or so miles from here, so that's close to 40 miles. Then he's going to wait there for like a couple hours, and then he's going to night hike the LA Aqueduct starting at like 11. So that's another 23 miles, I think, until the camp after that. So yeah, he's gonna do 63 miles in 24 hours, I guess is his plan. Yeah, I guess he got a different weather report than I did too. He said it's gonna be 97 in the aqueduct tomorrow, because he checked a town that was closer. I was just checking Tehachapi, and I assumed that was close enough, but I guess not. But I'm already committed. I got my camp set up here. I don't want to do another 30 miles tonight. I mean, it sounds stupid to even say that, but I don't want to do another 30 miles tonight. So I'm just gonna stay here. I've got my umbrella that I've been carrying around for no reason so far. So yeah, it's gonna be hot tomorrow. I know it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hard. It'll suck when I'm doing it, I'm sure. But just gotta remind myself that it's only 23 miles across the aqueduct. That's it. And then it's over. So if that's the price I have to pay to not get up from this super comfy camp right now and hike for another 13 hours or something, then I'm alright with it.